Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is quite a special video on the topic of gas mask voice projection units, or more commonly known as VPUs. So what we're going to cover in today's video? Well, that would be the uses, what they are, and pros and cons basically. This is going to be a comprehensive video, so it will be fairly long, but I'm going to try and keep this little introduction part short, as there's a lot to cover in this. Now, this is probably going to be one of the only videos on YouTube currently talking about different types of voice projection units and what they're actually for. These aren't too well documented, as they're sometimes hard to get. Now, I'm going to cover in today's video types, batteries you can use, and compatibility, as well as how they work. So, I'm going to just get straight into this and we'll start talking about what a voice projection unit is, or a VPU. Now, a VPU is a very simple electronic device which basically takes the user's audio and amplifies it. So, we're using the United States MA audio pack as an example. Here, you won't be able to see because of lighting, but here you actually have a microphone. Microphone takes audio from the gas mask voice diaphragm, circuits amplify it, then expel it through the speaker here. This is a very big speaker, so fairly decent audio quality from this one. Now, why are they used? Voice projection units are basically used as a way to obviously make speech a lot more clearer. Enhances communication skills between either soldiers and special forces members or industry, like workers. It's also very useful. It's just a quality of life thing for some people, just because it is nice to be heard rather than they constantly shout over each other. As can be seen with quite a lot of things. If you've got a room full of people wearing gas masks, it can be kind of hard to hear each other. Now, who uses voice projection units? Now, mainly these are, as always, like gas masks, a military application. Special forces and police units are the main users of voice projection units. Sometimes military members will get them, but I've not seen too many. It's either limited to section commanders and just commanders in general. They wouldn't issue these out to troops because they are a little bit complicated for the average, troop to be using. So they kind of keep it towards higher command officers and stuff. The police have got a very, very fair use for them. In the UK, the specialist any armed police have the rule of engagement where basically they need to announce that they're armed. Otherwise, I don't think they can engage. I don't know the full thing with the engagement rules over here, but that is basically why you hear British police scream, "Armed police, put your weapon down," or the like. Because they cannot open fire unless they've announced that they're armed, and in a contaminated area or an area where they suspect there's CBRN contamination, they will need a gas mask. And our police do use Avon gas masks. They don't come with proper speech diaphragms, so the use of a voice projection is greatly needed because someone could turn around and say, "I didn't hear them announce themselves." So it basically saves the police's skin, and it just makes commands more clearer. And if it is in a shopping centre and they need to give commands to civilians, etc., it makes things a lot easier because they need to treat civilians as a threat unless proven otherwise. Industry use, basically, only thing I can imagine is to hear each other over loud machinery, and just, again, a quality of life thing. It's nice to be heard. I think that's the main uses of voice projection units covered. So what I'm going to cover now is the types of batteries. Now, I keep all my VPU batteries in this. I've got one in the FM53 one, but most of them will either take a D cell, a AAA battery, or a CR123A or a 123. Now, these are very, very easy to come by. They're very economical, they're cheap, you can get quite a lot of them. So that is an upside to voice projection units. They are quite economical to run, but them themselves are pretty expensive. So I'm going to start talking about each of them a little bit, then once I am actually demonstrating them in the video, you shall see them. Now, as said, this is the United States M8 audio pack. This is mainly made for the MCU 2P and the 2AP, hence why there's this big gap. This allows for the microphone port that sticks out in the 2P or the 2AP, whatever one, just so it will actually clip on easier. Now, this cannot be attached to an M40 with the second skin, however it can be attached as long as there is no second skin, as it just simply clips over the voice diaphragm with these two spring-loaded clips. Quite secure, it can rotate, which is, fair. Now, to install the batteries in the M8 audio pack is very simple. These take D cells. What I recommend is completely undoing one of the screws, slightly undoing the other, and lifting up. There you go. Battery compartment's in there. You can easily change batteries or put a new one in if needed. Simply goes back together. There are O-ring seals or little rubber gaskets, so these are still safe from chemical contamination, but it is not advised to change these in a CBR environment. Now, this is a very special one. This is the Avon Protection Systems FM54 voice projection unit. This is, as you've guessed, a pretty famous one if you're into gas masks. You never really see an FM53 or an FM54 without one of these bad boys. Now, this is completely different. As you see, there is no microphone anywhere on this. It is just the amplifier and the speaker. Now, how does this actually work, you might ask? Now, with Avon, they don't actually make proper speech diaphragms. Now, with the 50 series, which these are mainly used for, or only used for in fact, there is something called the electronic communications port, where it's basically a port with three prongs, or an inlet for three prongs, where basically these plug in and these create the connection between your dynamic microphone. Now, none of the Avon 50 series masks will work with a VPU without one of these. Why? There is no speaker. This acts as your microphone. Oh, sorry, the actual microphone. This is a dynamic microphone, and what I think is your actual... basically, one of these actually acts for cancelling out noise, I think. But basically, this clips into the inside of the electronic communications port, and the inside of the mask, because obviously it's a two-way system. One goes in, one goes out. So this goes in the inside, this one plugs to the outside. So yeah. It makes Avon masks a lot more expensive if you want to get them running completely. Also, yeah, I forgot to note, this one takes a CR123 battery, and Avon was nice enough to tell you what to put in it, which I really like because it saves confusion. Another thing to note is, on the 53 and 54 VPUs, there's another there's another little input. That is actually for a comms adapter for Comtacs, Sordins and whatever other headset. I actually have one coming, so I'll demonstrate that. Hopefully it works with the Z Tactical shit. If not, it'll need to be amplified, so I'll need a real PTT and a real radio on a bar thing and some shitty Chinese copy stuff. Now, moving on. This is the M50/C50 voice projection that you can tell because of the little clamshell design. This one basically kind of similar to the M8, which basically clips on. Also, forgot to mention, this one actually goes onto the FM53 at an angle and then twists and clicks in. Very, very innovative design and very cool. I'll demonstrate putting them on and connecting them up in the videos once I'm doing them. Now, as I said, this one's awfully similar. I don't know why they're missing the third prong, but design choice, I don't know. I'm not an electrician. I'm not a electronic engineer. This one basically turns on from a little switch at the side. It's kind of protected by a little, hood, so that's cool. This one takes the AAA pencil batteries, as it also says somewhere in here. Yep, there you go. This is awfully similar to the M8 audio pack in terms of the way it just, very, very simple. And your O-ring's very obvious there. It also kind of makes it a little bit harder to shut. But I never shut this fully unless I'm actually using it. So I just like to keep stress off of it. Now, something very uncommon and fairly rare. This is the Smalltalk ST2 voice projection unit for N98 and Scott Pro Mask variants. This is only ever made by the SEA group in Australia. They're probably discontinued. This takes a D-cell. But the main difference with this one is it doesn't actually attach to the mask. This piece attaches to the mask where you actually have your little microphone there. Signal transfers through here. Amplifier and speaker are in here. Turn it on. Little green light goes on. And basically this is like a lapel or a chest mic where it will sit on like a pocket or some molly, and it kind of keeps it out of your way, but there is a downside. You do have the wire to worry about, and you can't really route this through molly because none of this will fit through it. But that's from a tactical standpoint. This is more for industry use and police use. But with the rest of them, they are pretty good designs in terms of being useful for the military and not getting in the way. FM53 one's probably the most because it is very, 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 very low profile. The M53 is quite a long profile mask, but in comparison to each, I'll actually just compare each of them. There is a massive difference between them. And it just goes to show you that Avon really did go all out with the FM53 design. Now I'm going to stop talking because this intro's went on for as long as it needs to be, and we'll actually get on to the demonstrations, so I'll see you then. Alright, now we're going to test the VPUs in action, so I'm going to get straight into this. Now, a few notes about your VPUs first. When you're actually going to be using them, please make sure everything is pre-installed as to where you need it, so you know, like batteries, internal microphones, you know, you get the gist of what I mean. So without any further ado, let's go on to the C50. Now I already have the internal microphone plugged in, so hopefully it should be in correctly and we'll test it out. So let's go on with it. Alright, now as you can see and as you can hear, the voice projection, the actual projection is okay in the C50, but with the voice projection unit, very, very simply, just undo this port, hooks go on here, and that is it on. Now, it definitely increases the profile of the mask. It could be a problem, might not be. So, this is the C50 voice projection unit actually in use, and as you can hear, it is fairly high quality, decent speech projection. I'd say this is probably one of the best VPUs you can get. Any of the Avon ones are the best in the market, I'd say. But yeah, this has been the C50 one. So as you can see, I'm going to keep repeating myself, but as you can see, it is such a good voice projection unit. I'll move on to the FM53 one just to show you. But yeah, this is the C50's voice projection unit in action. Okay, now let's demonstrate the M53's voice projection unit. Much the same, so I'll get straight onto it. Okay, now this is the first on the channel. No one's ever actually seen this. So now, the voice projection unit attachment with the M53 is a little bit more difficult, but a little bit more interesting all the same. Now, as you can see, there is these three prongs and the ring around the exhale valve. Simply, just need to get it up and line first. Here you click, that's your positive retention, that's it in. Take this and plug it into the electronic communications port, and that's your setup. So this is the M53 as well as the FM54 or the FM53 upwards voice projection unit. It's a lot better, I think, in comparison to the C51, as this is used by Special Forces. Special Forces seriously need to be helped, and yeah. It's a lot lower profile, which again, Special Forces use. This was developed under SOCOM requirements, so obviously it has to be very stringent in how it's been made and just overall quality. So let's move on to the ME audio pack. Okay, so in fact, if you're doing a completely different mask, as I already have the battery installed in the Smalltalk ST2. So let's get straight into this. Now, this isn't really used by any military or police force. I've genuinely never seen photos of this in use. It is quite a rare voice projection unit. So, very simply, this one just clips on over the voice diaphragm, if I can get it. Yeah, that's it. Had it on the wrong way, so that's it on now. And let's just find some free molly on my vest. Okay, so this is Jesus Christ. This is the Smalltalk ST2. I'm actually getting deafened by it. Fuck. But yeah, basically this is the Smalltalk ST2. It can be varied in volume, so yeah, this is ridiculous. Hold on. So yeah, this is the Smalltalk ST2 voice projection unit. There is a bit of feedback if you get too close, so you'd really need this to be elsewhere on your body, a lot further down mainly. Sorry about the feedback. But yeah, it's a very iffy one. There shouldn't be as much feedback issues as this, but a lot of these voice projection units do have serious feedback issues if they're not the Avon ones. So hopefully this demonstrates to you just how effective some can be. This again is fairly low profile. It doesn't stick out too much as it will be elsewhere on your body rather than on the mask itself. So whether it's low profile or not, or whether it's useful or it's tactical, that is up for you to decide. So moving on to the ME audio pack finally. Okay, now but not least, the M8 audio pack. As said, this will not go on an M40 for second skin, but as long as it doesn't have the second skin, it will clip right on. Now, this is a fairly decent voice diaphragm. This one's seriously loud. I'd rate this one fairly high. A lot of the US voice projection units are very high quality. This one seriously elongates the profile, which could be a problem, might not be, it completely depends. The ESP voice projection is just a tiny bit shorter, I'd say, to like there, versus ME audio pack. So yeah, I hope this video has demonstrated and taught you a little bit more about gas mask voice projection units, as these are a fairly unknown thing in the grand scheme of gas masks and the multitude of accessories that are available for certain masks, certain companies, etc. So without any further ado, I'll end it there, and I hope you guys found this entertaining, informational and very enjoyable. So I'll see you in the next one.